you are a very successful man, and I don't think you have enough flowers. They don't give you enough flowers because he have the source, and he's a good rapper on his own right? And we say he had like Snoop, Jay-Z, Kanye, Pac, Rick Ross. Like he built the first hip hop award.
Right.
And again, now in 2025, BET just messed the whole thing up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But listen, as the guy who built the first hip hop award, how do you feel about this going away now?
Extremely unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind that there's so many platforms that nobody wants to come together and really give an award show for us. I mean, for a while BET was doing it good, and I just don't know what happened to them. We need to celebrate us.
Yes.
And if there's no award show, then, I think the problem is the Gen Z, the new generation, somehow, some way, all the generations that came before them are following them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is probably the first time that's happened. It was always the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're following the youth. It's the first time where you have the youth and the older people all wearing the same clothes, doing the same things. There was always a separation of generations of when you're young and you're looking at the older generation in awe. Now these young people look at the older generation and get old, get out of here.
That's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I just think we've lost the older people. A lot of the older people have lost their way to follow the younger people.
Yeah.
You have 40, 50-year-old women listening to Sexy Red, and I'm not saying there's anything the matter with that, but it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I'm not listening to Sexy Red.
If you're 50, come on now. Mary J. Blige,
right.
Lauryn Hill.
Right.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying there's something that used to be a natural balance of there was always the generation that came after always followed. And in the natural way of following, things just had more responsible things, content, and just life in general. We've flipped it around where we're following the youth, and the youth is crashing out.
Yeah.
We're sitting there like, well, damn, they didn't want to listen to me. But it's like you're following them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. I didn't think about it that way, but you're right. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know where it's going. When we had the shows, we was kind of the gatekeepers of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like one big kind of like, when WWE, everybody fights it's just one big chaotic situation in hip hop now. There's no organization. There's nobody guiding it. There's no gatekeeping. It's been watered down. The talent, it doesn't take a lot now. It's just, it's disappointing. It's like watching, if I look at hip hop as a beautiful woman, it's like I'm watching her now and she's just been abused so bad. Yeah. And it's like, man, I just remember when she was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at her now and I'm just looking at her, how she's been abused. And it hurts my heart because I know how beautiful she was at one time.
Yeah.
Do you think that some of it is because artists nowadays don't have to work as hard to sell their stuff? I mean, like in the 80s and 90s, you had to go to a DJ, you had to go to a radio station and promote your own stuff. You had to go, you had to take your own. That's true.
Yeah.
Because, you did. Yeah, I mean, to even get studio time, you had to prove yourself to get studio time. But now everybody's home is their studio.
Yeah. Social media, as much as it helped, it screwed it up. It makes anybody. It makes people look at the person and their antics more than the talent.
Yeah.
Now, let's face it. Rapping doesn't take. It's not a hard thing to do as far as you don't have to hold a note, so it's not like it's so difficult. But you do have to have skill, and that's why there are a few who are really dope, and there's so many people that it's just like not good.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think social media has made it to where people want their antics to be celebrated and acknowledged more than their talent.
Very
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because then now, like, they're just you're looking at a bunch of people, streamers and rappers who just have no talent. And just because of their antics or whatever following they have on this and how they got the following, they're now the celebrity. They're now the hot rapper. They're now the hot artist.
Yeah.
And that is messing us up in ways that I don't know if it could ever be fixed.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
So listen, how did you come up with the Source Award, the first one? Like, what sparked you to do that?
Yeah, I mean, the Grammys wasn't giving us our props. The Grammys had made an award, and the way they handled it just was that we knew that the Grammys is a board of governors, and we knew that these people had nothing to do with hip hop, so far from the culture.
And
so
still don't.
It was time that we come up with our own awards, and we started in '94. The first one was Red Off on Yo MTV Raps in '91. It was just a Red Off, but the award show was our first one in '94 in New York, and we was able to do about 7 more. Miami and LA at different spots, and we actually made it to where BET kind of copied our program and made the Hip Hop Awards, and I mean we pretty much was the blueprint for the Hip Hop Awards show.
Yes.
I'm proud that I was a part of that.
Right.
They can't take that away from us, but